of black people, we know Liberia is our home. The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. 11% of people, we are known as First Republic, the Lone Star shining evermore.
What a pleasant good evening on this 20th day of May. And of course, the year remains 2024. Good evening and welcome to Talk right here on Intel Sports. The program is being carried live on our Facebook page on Intel Sports. It is also on our YouTube page, Intel Sports, and it's on Satcom Channel 8. My name is Trojan, and of course, I'm the real Ronaldo. I will be here tonight with Chris Walker, and together we're going to run you through with happenings in our other sports. Coming up this evening on the show, we will be speaking with the Surf to Rise crew. There is an international surfing competition scheduled to take place in Liberia from the 23rd to the 25th. Of course, we will have guests, panelists coming in to discuss in details what to expect. And on that, we will have a representative of the United States, of one of the states in America, Representative Nakita Ricks. She's going to be on with us. Also, she is the president of the Liberia Surfing Association. Of course, Madam Hester Baker Pearson will also be on live with us, and a consultant and committee head of the organizers, Robina Louise Vincent, will also be live with us. And a very familiar person we all know in our media space, and of course, Christopher Hayes Onanunga, will also be joining us live on the program right here to talk about the national surfing competition that is expected to take place in Grand Cape Mount County Rubber Sports, to be exact. Also tonight, we hope to be speaking with, discussing and speaking with the head coach of the under-17 female national team of Liberia. We are aware that something great happened on yesterday. Never has that happened in the history of our football. The Liberia eliminated Senegal to qualify to the next stage of the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. And so it's a joy that we will be talking about right here. We shall be bringing you highlights from the game and hopefully speaking with the coach, and then, of course, making some analysis on the issue. The Queen Academy, if you may, was, in fact, is still in Turkey, where they participated in a Junior World Cup competition organized by a group called Young Talent. And of course, they came third in that competition. So we hope to speak with Matthew Julutwe, the coach of the team from Turkey. We hope to also get in contact with him and tell us about their experience here on the program, Sports Talk. I'm the real Ronaldo. I will be joined by Chris Walker right here to come back. We're going to bring you first highlights. The big today when Liberia under 17 2 one goal to. So we take this break and back. Welcome back. Well, like play you or show you highlights from this history game. Because Liberia has qualified to the next stage of the FIFA Under 17 Female World Cup. For the history of this country, the Under 17 female side eliminated. We'll take this short break and make this adjustment and be right back. Okay, so welcome back. We're sorry for that bit of hiccup. If you're just joining us, this is Sports Talk right here on Intel Sports. And we were just talking about the history that has been made by the under-17 side of Liberia, of course, eliminating for the first time in our country's history a team or a side from Senegal, especially a national side from Senegal. So this is the first time we've defeated them once. Of course, that was Coach Keita defeating them in Dakar, 2-1, but that wasn't enough though, because we were defeated here 3-1, and then we won there. So we got booted out of a CAF competition. That was the local lads. But this time around, the girls went there and they were defeated in the first leg, 3-1. And the second leg here, we won 2-0. Coach Manu Bada, of course, tweaked his system and they were able to get the necessary win. So Liberia called it on the away goal advantage, the tie and the 3-3, but because we scored 1 goal there, so we had that advantage. So let's bring you highlights and we'll talk more about the historicity of this particular match. Okay, so you saw it there, of course, especially second goal, very beautiful, well-taken goal here. In fact, I called it breathtaking goal. Okay, again, sorry for that hiccup, a bit of technical glitch here. But you've seen a highlight, you've seen the goals, and of course, those were the two goals that sent us through. And aside from just the goal, I can tell you that the girls played so well that this was the first time, I've watched Liberia play a whole lot of time. Even before I became a journalist, I was watching Lone Star play. But it was the first time I'm talking about and I want to say thanks to the cheering squad. This was the first time. This is something we've been craving for whenever the Lone Star is playing. We have this tendency when we go to watch the Lone Star, all right, when the boys are coming in the field or the girls are coming in the field, we're like, hey, and then after a while, we all sit down when the game starts, and then if somebody misses a goal, oh, and then when somebody says go, or when maybe we go to kick a corner, we won't go. And throughout, we don't cheer consistently. I'm telling you, Hillary B. Johnson and your team of cheering squad, I want to say hats off to you guys. This was the first time that I witnessed at the SKD Sports Complex from the start, before kickoff, to the final whistle. Even during the interval, the guys were cheering. I don't know where that came from. And that is where, when people say the fans are the the 12th player, to get to know from that particular instant. You go to stadiums, sometimes hostile stadiums, and you're watching the way the spectators are cheering, the way they are cheering, it even brings fear to the opponents, to the visitors. And it was a similar thing yesterday at the SKD. I'm sure the Senegalese did not expect, all right? The drum, the sinking, the dancing. I mean, I'm only used to seeing that on TV, but I saw it yesterday at the SKD Sports Complex. And that motivated the girls to go for more, going into tackles. Of course, they were not afraid. They were making the necessary runs. They were making the necessary tackles. And at one point, I said, the girls are dying a little for their country. And that's exactly what they were doing, those kids yesterday. And of course, at the end of the day, they were rewarded, highly rewarded. The game got to a point that Liberia usually concedes, and that is at the dying minute. That's when we are out of breath. Of course, our concentration slacks, and then we allow our opponents back in. So when the game was going at that stage, it was like, Lord, help us, especially when the Senegalese had the ball a couple of times in our area. But then I saw something. I saw the resilience of the girls. I saw them flying into tackles at that dying minutes. Then I told myself, no, this particular team is different. I don't see the Senegalese scoring. I saw the goalkeeper. Of course, she was playing like a libero, where, of course, the ball beats the defense and this attacker is running onto it, but she was there as the last player to clear. And I was like, yes. St. George's, Manuba, and the entire technical team want to say thank you. Now, let me tell you, folks, what this means. All right? Our football development has come a long way. And we continue to say that anything for that matter, whatsoever it is, doesn't peak from the head. All right? If you are going to school, all of us started from kindergarten. We started from the bottom, the roots. Okay? And then gradually we came up. Nobody went to school except for maybe people who were extraordinarily brilliant, or you call them genius or geniuses or what have you. And that's a rare case, right? But everyone started from the the roots, the foundation, if you may. That's where everyone started from. All right. So if you have a solid foundation, meaning the grassroots for football, the grassroots, if you have a solid foundation, national team, which is the end product of the grassroots, of course, will do well. Now, the reason we've been having bad results all along with our national team, our senior national team, is because Liberia is one of the few countries playing football that does not have a plan, that does not have or did not have a plan. Let me put it this way, that did not have a plan from the developing stage to the senior stage. That plan was not there at all. All right? At least now we have a semblance of a plan. At least we can see from the under 12 stage, we see competitions going on. Kids are being recruited from the under 12 stage. Kids are being recruited from the under 15 stage. We see now our under 17 girls eliminating a side like Senegal. All right? Our under 20 team is currently, female team is currently in Dakar, Senegal, where they will be taking part in the WAFU competition. Let me just bring that to you right here quickly. But they are there. The tournament starts, I think, tomorrow. So let me just bring you something on that right here very, 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 very quickly to tell you about. And then we will proceed. So also they had their training session today. So the under 20 women's national team, of course, completed this morning their second training session in preparation for their first group match against Guinea. And of course, in the WAFU A under 20 women's tournament. The match is scheduled for Tuesday, meaning tomorrow at 4 p.m. May 12, 4 p.m. at the Stade Lat Dior in Thiès, Senegal. All right. So see, our under 20 team is playing tomorrow. Our under 17 team has qualified. And of course, there you see the fixture there. Liberia will be playing in Senegal in the WAFU competition. So if we start to look at football from these different perspectives, from the developmental stage, starting with the under 12, under 15, then they graduate to the under 17, then they go to the under 20. By the time they get to the senior level, the experience and all of that will be there. Then that's when you expect them now to bring the positive results. But all that will not happen in the absence of support. And that is our problem. You know, I heard people say, oh, they took suitcase from the 17 and they gave it to the under 20. That's what you get. If it is true, then that's what you get when there is no support. All right? That's what you get when there is no support. There was a time in Liberian football where if a player was coming out, even on the national team, you will see him taking off the shin guard to give it to another player to wear to go in. Didn't we witness that here? Is that happening anymore? No. All right? So gradually these things will change, but the bottom line is, the government and all those responsible to make sure that our national team succeed, they need to do everything possible to put in the necessary. I saw the Minister of Sports jumping up yesterday. I saw the Deputy Minister jumping. If I saw the entire Youth and Sports Ministry, the hierarchy, jumping up yesterday, and that's the government's representative there. They were happy because this is an achievement for Liberia. We go to meet Nigeria in the next round. And if we qualified over Nigeria, we are in the World Cup. All right? We qualified over Nigeria, we are in the World Cup. And somebody is saying, who Nigeria, who thought would have beaten Senegal? Okay? So there is a glimmer of hope now that if these girls can beat Senegal, they can also beat Nigeria. But what needs to be done, like they were appealing yesterday, they were talking about the they want to become. I tell you what, those girls came less than a week before they were off to play Senegal. All right. So imagine if they spend more time together. So it's only fair that the owners of the national team, as well as the caretakers, in this case the government and the LFA, work together to see how they can, put those girls somewhere where they will train at least 2 times a day to get ready to prepare as much as possible for the next encounter with the Nigerians. All right. So this is a feat, like I said, that we've never achieved before in our country's history, eliminating any side, for that matter, at any level, a Senegalese team in any competition. We've done it. It means that at least there is prospects. I'm not saying we are there yet. I'm not saying we've even gotten started yet. All I'm saying is that there is a prospect with this, with the kids, especially if it were the senior side. I would have said probably it was just a jinx for the Senegalese. It was just a one-off. But I'm talking about the youth side. This is the future. And if they can start like this, it means they've got the prospects. All right? So all of us need to do everything possible to make sure that, of course, we get them there. Tomorrow, like I said, the Under 20 team led by Coach Famata D, they will be playing in Senegal in the WAFU Zone A competition. Of course, they will be taking on Guinea. The results and all of the highlights will bring it to you here on Wednesday. All right, but that's history Liberia has made. Liberia's Under 17 female side have qualified to the next stage of the FIFA Under 17 World Cup to be staged in Dominican Republic, something like that. So once we make it past, of course, Nigeria, and I'm not doubting us. In fact, I'm one person who, until we are beaten, I never say die. So until Nigeria can do it, like others expected Senegal to have done it, they didn't do it. So I have this hope that we can still overcome, of course, Nigeria and get to the World Cup for the first time. We'll tell you about more World Cup issue here as the Core Foundation qualified to third place, or they won the third place position in Antalya, Turkey, where they participated in a Junior World Cup competition. We'll tell you more about that before we bring on our guests this evening on Sports Talk right here on Intel Sports. But we'll take this very, very short break to be right back. Welcome back right here. shortly, we want to say thanks to the Football Association. The highlight you saw there, of course, credit to the Liberia Football Association for that highlight. We're also going to be playing you the voice of the man behind the team in Coach Georges Manoba. We shall be speaking with him very, very shortly. Not us speaking with him, but an interview conducted right after the game. You will be hearing it. But first, let me welcome Chris Walker before we bring in that excerpt, and then we will bring in our panelists or our guests this evening to talk about surfing. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's a very good discussion talking about our team qualifying over a team like Senegal. They have been one of the teams in Africa who haven't had that good record over. Ansou Keita did what he could do in the CHAN qualifiers, and Liberia defeated them away from home, but did not qualify. But looking at this under 17 team of Georges Manoba, it took over 20 minutes for a Senegalese team to score a goal on Liberia. The second half, they scored a goal, and Liberia came out and scored another goal. So I was so confident that this team, after that splendid performance in the first half, could have put an upset. And this is what we saw yesterday. And like Georges said in that interview, that will be playing to you shortly. They understand the level of the Senegalese, don't allow their long balls work. And they were compact in defense. Got a goal, waited for some time, and got the second goal. And it's not about, Mourinho usually say, it's not about how you got the result. Well, what matters is your qualification and how it plays out. Mario Nika, he came, he played bad, but we're into the group stage of the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. So, like you said, it's a good thing, most especially from the grassroots, the youth level. We haven't made it to the big competitions because we have not invested into our youth. We only think of the top. And if you continue to think about the top and forget about the root, you wouldn't go anywhere. And I think this administration is looking into that. We saw the Kua Foundation. It's a youth tournament. It's good for Liberia. If we invest into the youth 3-4 years from now, we see our teams in bigger competition. We see our players in the bigger leagues in Europe. So I think it is a laudable venture, and we should give a hands up to Sekou Manoba and the under 17 female national team.
Okay, Chris, there, of course, adding to what we said previously. We want to take the coach very shortly. Our guests are already on, but let's take the coach so you can just listen to him and what he had to say right here. Georges Manoba.
I mean, I sure every Liberian is feeling like I feel right now. very excited seeing Liberia celebrating this victory. It means a lot, so I'm super excited to this. Well, the extra thing, we remain positive. We were very hopeful. We were very positive that we would show up well because the game in Senegal, I mean, it was clear. We all saw it. We knew that we were good enough to get the result today. So we just remain working hard. We were very positive that the result would have been favorable for us. I wouldn't say it was that bad in Dakar where we had some small mistakes, but in the home leg, yeah, we remained positive with keeping the ball tight, no ball descending in our half. So that was the instruction that was across the defense line, and that was something that we were able to capitalize on and work for us. Well, I always say I'm asking every Liberian to be a part of this now. As you said, the tax is big. Yes, it's true. So in the wake of a good preparation, I'm positive we will be in Dominican Republic representing Liberia at the World Cup. Well, it did not distract me at all. My focus remained on the game. The 3 points were important. The qualification mattered a lot to us. So I showed with this victory, it will send a good message out there for people to come and cheer the girls out. You saw how courageous we were. Even in Dakar, we were down 3-0. This is youth football. One key thing that's important in youth football is passion. We have to make sure the kids are motivated as a person, as a team, and not situation distract them. So you could see how courageous we were. You could see how positive we were. We remain optimistic that success within the squad. I mean, I sure.
All right, so you heard him speaking there with some hope and vigor, of course, and enthusiasm that, of course, we're going to be in the Dominican Republic. Credit to the LFA for that excerpt. We've said it all on the under 17. Of course, the under 20 female side plays tomorrow. Wednesday, we'll come here. Of course, we're going to be throwing some highlights on them as well. It's now time we bring in our guests tonight on the show. Of course, there is another sporting competition, international sporting competition taking place in Liberia beginning the 23rd of the month. So it means it's going to start on Thursday in Rabat Sports City, County, my own county.
Even though you people are not noted for any laws on sports.
I don't know when you say that Lucy Matakwai, one of the best athletes in Liberia, who has
as
won.
a county. What have you won?
No.
As a county.
We've won the county meet twice.
When?
Not once.
When?
Go check the record.
Which year?
Go check the record.
Which year?
Won the county
We are talking about.
quite recently. It was in 2013.
Let's talk about something.
Quite recently, it was in 2013. So go
Let's
check
talk
the
about
record.
something.
All right. So our guests are on tonight. We have three gorgeous people who will be telling us more about the competition coming on. Of course, in Liberia, it's an international event, but they will let us know. We have the president of the Liberia Surfing Association, of course, Representative Nikita Rex. I want to say good evening to you and welcome, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, Sports Talk, and thank you again for having us. We're becoming regulars on your show, so that's really a great thing.
Okay. Let me also say good evening to you, Madam Esther Baker Pearson. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. How are you? It's exciting to be on your program tonight. Thank you for having us.
All right, a bit of feedback there, but I think we can work on it. Let me say good evening to you, Madam Robina Louise Vincent. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having us on this evening. Good evening, Liberia. Around the world, good night around the world. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
So, people, children can come in. You got the female are always talking about gender equality. Are we gender sensitive tonight when it comes to surfing?
Look, I expected
No,
Christopher
no,
Onamninga.
no. Let's talk to
I'm
them.
not saying
Are we gender?
Absolutely. Because in the surfing competition, that the upcoming surfing competition, there's a clear feedback
tonight.
Can you hear me? Hello? Can you? Hello? The clear sound.
okay. Okay, we're sorry. We're back on. Okay, I think we're ready to roll. Chris wanted to know if
Are we gender sensitive when it comes to surfing? The last time we had 2 females. Today we have 3.
just moving your legs.
Well, let's put it this way. The surfing sport, the sport of surfing has been dominated by. When you even look at surfing in Liberia, it's mostly the guys that you see on the waves. You know, the girls are now beginning to come in. So to see a lot of women backing the sport up, you know, there are 5 of us, 5 women that are pushing this event. And we're not pushing it because we have excluded the men. It's just
I think you have to adjust your audio. Let's speak to Representative Wicks.
I think what we're going to do is we're all together. So we'll try to put the camera together and see if it'll work better.
Look, it's okay.
One room.
I think we want to say all of you are the same place. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Oh, okay. I think it's okay. We can go.
They are the same place,
Yeah.
so you have feedback.
So you have feedback. Yeah. So maybe you could just split away from each other. All right, but let's start up. We want to start up with Representative Ricks. So give us a bit of history about how this entire thing came about. How did the idea of having this competition come about?
Sure, yeah, and thank you for the question. The African Surf Tour is a new event that came about. We learned about it at the very beginning of 2024. And this event was exciting because in Africa, we've dreamed about, and especially in Liberia, we have dreamed of having one of our Liberians represent Liberia at the Olympics. So this event came about because the African Surfing Confederation was recognized by the ISA, which is the International Surfing Association, which is the world body that recognizes surfing. And so once this organization was established in 2023, the founder, Oumar Sy, who is called the Black Surfer out of Senegal, decided that he wanted to do this tour. What this tour does is it allows African surfers to fast track into the Olympics and to be recognized and advance to the Africa Games, also the Olympics of 2026 that is upcoming, and the World Surfing Tour. Surfing is a multi-billion-dollar industry. However, Africa's portion of it has been very little. But Africa does have some exciting surfing locations. People surf in South Africa all the time. They've been doing lots of meets. Surfing, of course, is an Olympic sport. And so people know about surfing. And so we decided that we wanted to be a part of this tour. It was going to be a great opportunity to showcase Liberia surfing, but also to be a part of history and to host an international surfing event. So we embarked on this, even though the time was very, very short. Initially, when we started out, Ghana was going to be the first stop, but then things got rearranged and Liberia ended up getting that opportunity to be the first stop. And so we took on the challenge, even though it seemed daunting. We knew that we needed to raise $120,000 plus $120,000 or more in order to host this competition. And that was the biggest concern. How do we raise this money? But we stepped out on faith, and we knew that it would give us an opportunity to not only showcase Liberia's beaches and Robertsport, which is one of the top 5 surfing destinations in the world, according to BBC and Reuters and all of these different media. But it also got us a chance to showcase tourism. We connected with the government, who quickly adapted to the fact that, yes, this is a great opportunity for our youth. It's a great opportunity to promote surfing in Liberia and for surfing as something that we can do here in Liberia. And I think that is one of the biggest things that we're so proud of, is that surfing has become a part of our national conversation. People are talking about surfing. Those who have never even seen a person surf, they're like, oh, the surfing thing. And I think that is the most exciting piece of what is happening right now. We are reorienting the minds of Liberians to know that this is something that we can own. This is something that's natural, where we have a beach, we have waters all over the coast. We have 360 miles of coastline. And wow, not only can we surf in Robertsport, but we can surf in Harper. We have a team of surfers from there, and Harper will be represented in the African Surfing Tour coming up, starting the 23rd. We also have surfing in Grand Bassa, and we can do it in Monrovia. And guess what? We can probably do it in Sino and anywhere there's some coastal waters. But that's what's exciting about, this Africa Surf Tour for us right now.
Great. So we now understand that this is a tour. Of course, Ghana should have been the first, but of course, things change, and Liberia is now the first. So, aside from Liberia and Ghana, where else will the tour be hitting before we come to talking about the main event?
The tour will also go to Senegal, Ivory Coast, South Africa as well, and others. So there's 7 countries total that it will go through.
All right, let's come to Madam Esther, and this is a shared question. I want all of you to just chip in a bit with it. Where are the participants coming from? Of course, I heard Rick say Harper is represented, my mother's county, my father, so I have my mother and my father county participating. I don't know about you. So where are the other competitors coming from? Are they coming from overseas as well?
Yes, the surfers are coming. We have 6 countries that will be represented at the African Surf to Rise competition. We have Mauritius, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. We also have South Africa. We have Cape Verde, and we have Senegal.
Okay, so Surf to Rise. I mean, explain to us that acronym, Surf to Rise. How did we arrive at it? What is it all about? Surf to Rise.
So the Surf to Rise is the international theme for this year's surfing, that the Africa Surf Confederation's competition. And so the slogan is, what is it, Africa Force is the slogan, but the theme is Surf to Rise, which primarily has to do with using surfing to raise the levels of livelihood for our surfers in Africa.
Okay. Just before children come in, I'd like to ask, how do you determine the winner of this competition, and what's the prize for the public?
So the prizes are very, we have the top prize, first prize winner for the male is going to be $5,000. For women, it's $2,000. Then, it goes down in lower denominations. There's several qualifying, categories, that kind of decline as, you continue to rank in the lower ranks. But we are going to have 15 Liberian surfers competing since we are the host country, and we are so excited. We were there yesterday in Robertsport, and we talked with some of the surfers who have been practicing. This, Robertsport is their playground, and basically they are determined to win the gold and to keep in Liberia. So we are excited, but then we also have our participants. We have an 11-year-old surfer who
11-year-old surfer,
and he, there's so much. Yes, an 11-year-old surfer, a male surfer. He's been surfing for quite a while now, and there's a lot of bets on him that he's going to bring in some prize money. So, we are excited, and I think that's what makes it so captivating, right? We want Liberians to come out and see Liberians on the ocean, taking on the waves, man against nature. This is an exciting thing. And we also have some phenomenal female surfers. So it's not just the men. So, get ready to be really engaged. We also want it to be a fun activity and fun kind of festival party feel. So we have the concert that's going to be going on with Teddy Rai and other local artists. So, look, this is going to be a lot of fun. We have tours around Robertsport, to the mountains, hiking. There's a shipwreck in Robertsport, and there's a whole history behind it. So we'll be doing those type of tours around, the whole city of Robertsport. Of course, you have Lake Piso there, which is one of Africa's largest lakes. So we have so much to offer there, and we want people to come down, enjoy themselves, watch the surfing, get engaged, have fun on the beach. There's going to be bonfires at night. We're going to have, so many things. Food's going to be for sale. We're going to have a marketplace. It's going to be exciting. And we want Liberians to come and own this and participate. So please come and be a part of surf history here, starting right here in Liberia.
All right, Mama Fancy, 1 minute. We haven't heard you. You got to tell us when this entire tournament or competition will kick off.
The competition starts, we have an opening ceremony on May the 23rd, and the competition starts on the 24th. As we do the competition, we're going to have tours. There's going to be a festival going on as well. It's going to be tours of different historic sites at Robertsport. And also there'll be a concert. I think Representative Briggs mentioned that on the 26th on Sunday with Teddy Wright. So every day there will be a competition going on, surf competition, mixed with, a festival and music and just people out on the beach having a wonderful time and enjoying Robertsport up until the 28th, where we have the closing of everything. So it's a surfing competition, a beach party, opportunity to showcase and see different parts of Robertsport and just get together and have a wonderful time. and cheer on our Liberian surfers and make sure that they make it to the next round.
You know, there, excuse me, if I can chime in, there are going to be from Liberia, like Representative Riggs said, we have 15 young surfers from Liberia. And it's a combination of males, you know, male and female. And you also now have coming in from the other African countries, around 26 competitors also. And it's going to be a stiff competition. It's sport. You know, I mean, this is an Olympic sport. It is a sport that traditionally Africans have not participated in. So now it's exciting to see Africans take hold of this, especially our children. You know, it all began possibly like in 2005, 2006, when we had the first young surfer by the name of Alfred Lomax, who decided to build his own surfboard. And he wanted to copy what he saw the white folks doing. You know, he jumped on the water and began trying to learn how to surf. And today, you have a whole culture going on in Robertsport of surfers. When you go to Robertsport, it's amazing to see the young kids, all of them on the water. And even the ones that are like 5 and 6 years old, you see them sitting on the sideline, just sitting like this and watching because they're waiting for their turn to come. And so you have these kids that one of our kids would have eventually become an Olympian, you know, just because of surfing. So we really, really want to give the support to them. We want to make sure that this is not just a one-off event. You know, after this event, next year we want to have a bigger one. We want to get more Liberians around Liberia into surfing. Our waters extend from Kendeja in Monrovia. You have Maryland County beaches. You have Grand Bassa County. You have Sino County. You know, all of the entire coastal belt of Liberia have the potential for surfers. So we really just want to keep pushing them, pressing them, and making sure that our children become an active participant in this sport. So we're very excited. And so we just, you know, we thank Liberia. We thank the Liberian people for being so supportive to our young kids.
Now, let us not pretend, all right? We know a lot about many sports, and for me especially, I can play a lot of sports, okay? Whatever it is that is especially popular, football, basketball, table tennis, lawn tennis, all of those, we can, you know, do a little thing about it. I have seen people surfing. I've been in Robertsport a couple of times. I've seen people surfing, but I don't know about it. And many of our viewers or Liberians, for that matter, they don't even know about it, the rules, how to go about it. So could you just throw a little bit of light on how it is done? This entire surfing team, we know it is a sport, it is in the Olympics and what have you. Just educate us a little bit. How is it like? How does one in fight become a surfer? It could be Robina, it could be Representative Rick.
To tell you the little bit that I know and why it creates that adrenaline. You know, you get a rush when you begin to sit there and watch these kids. Okay, so what is surfing? All right, what is the whole essence of surfing? Surfing is about being able to use, you're talking about stamina, you're talking about getting on the water control, you know, in terms of being able to control the surfboard on the water. You're talking about being able to do a lot of stunts on the water. You know, imagine the waves, being able to ride the waves and be able to do so many different acrobatic moves, all kinds of moves while you're surfing. When competitors go to compete, the judges are looking at those surfers who are able to get on the water and really do the most moves, the best kind of moves. Those surfers that are able to ride the waves for the longest period of time. You see, in Liberia, the reason Liberia has gotten so popular or is getting so popular with surfing is because Liberia have what you call 5 left-hand breaks, all right? What that means is that the waves in Liberia are very, very, very long. So what happens with the waves, when you get on the wave, You ride it and you ride it and you ride it and you ride it. It's very, very long waves. And so what you find is that a lot of the young surfers get on that water. They have mastered how to move on the water. And that's what we're coming to see. It's all about competing to see who's better in terms of getting on the water and making things happen. So that's what it's all about, you know, but it's something that we're still learning about and that we find, you know, young people are getting more and more excited about. So I hope that sort of explains it, you know, even though I'm not great at it, but I know what, you know, what we have learned a little bit, and it has to do with those who are able to water and make the waves and use the waves to do some amazing things. What also makes Liberia interesting, and many people don't realize, Liberia has been rated as one of the top 10 places in the world for surfing. And the reason that they have given Liberia that rating is because, unlike many other countries in the world or cities in the world, Liberia has 5-point breaks that are side by side. It's rare to see one place with so many different, amazing, different types of waves. So in Liberia, you have what they call shipwreck. So if you go to shipwreck, you will see one type of waves. They have another one called cotton tree. So if you go to cotton tree, you see another type of waves. You know, so it's Liberia is very unique, and it's something that we have to capitalize on.
We have a surfing video that we want to show our viewers on SATCON, on our YouTube page, and of course on Facebook, on what is this whole surfing thing, how it is all about. So we just hold you right there and bring on the video and then come back to continue the discussion.
Compress, no, you are releasing too soon. Use your back arm. Use your arms as your driving wheel. Compress, no.
While you are watching it,
Compress, no, you are releasing too soon. Use your back arm. Use your arms as your driving wheel. Compress, no, you are releasing too soon. Use your back arm. Use your arms as your driving wheel. Compress, no, you are releasing too soon.
wow. So I heard him say, you know, use your arms like you are like the wheel, you know, and then go about. So we're just trying to show how that is, but that is surfing there, even though the pic we just saw was somebody being taught, you know, but we're not going to watch people who have been taught. We're going to watch people who are real competitors. Is that not so? I mean, people are going to be watching real competitors, and what we saw, of course, we're going to be seeing people doing more than those stunts. I heard you talk about stunts, of course. So those are some of the things we're going to be watching in the competition.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You see, Liberia is going up against some heavy hitters. Okay, so the surfers that are coming in, some of them are the top, you know, top surfers in Africa. So if anything, it sharpens the Liberian surfers' skills, because now they have to go up against professionals. You know, so it's nice for them. But also, what's amazing, our children are not really amateurs either. Our children are amazing. If you see the 11-year-old that Nikita talked about, the kid is able to take his surfboard and flip over boulders of rocks in the ocean, you know, without even his board touching the rocks. So at 11 years old, he's already learned stunts. Imagine this kid in the next 10 years, he's going to be bad, you know? So, and they're learning in the, you know, harshest conditions. They don't have like all of the different gyms and things to go in and get all the exercising and training that they need. So this is raw skills. So as we continue to invest in Liberia in surfing, can you imagine bringing coaches into Liberia to really work with these kids that already have these natural abilities? You know, we brag a lot about Liberians and the way we are and how we are so quick to pick up on things. But this is a prime example. You know, here are kids that have very little access to all of the gold, you know, the beautiful global trimmings and luxury and what have you. But they've taken what they have and they have mastered it. You saw those are Liberian kids that you saw in the water. You know, those were not foreigners. You know, those are our own Liberian children.
No. Okay, let me ask this question. In Liberia, people try to get under the water. Do you have insurance for the Liberians or those who will go into this tournament? Do you have insurance just in case you have a casualty that this person cannot swim well and probably get drowned?
Yeah.
Can anybody even surf if you're not a good swimmer?
Yes, that's a very good question. The first thing is you are not even allowed to get on the water except you know how to surf. If you do not know how to swim, if you do not know how to surf, you cannot even participate. So what Robert Sport has done, they have selected the top surfers among all of the surfers, and those are the ones that will be competing in this event. Every last one of them are very, very good surfers. Like I said, maybe they have not gotten all of the international exposure, but they're also very, very good surfers. So you'll get to see them. In terms of insurance, what we are doing at the event to make sure that everybody is safe is that we have, you know, we're working with the Ministry of Health, where doctors, you know, are on site, you know, throughout the event. And we will have an ambulance on site, we believe, but we will also, you know, we have a special area that is primarily housed for healthcare. And not just for the surfers, you know, should anything happen to anyone at the event, we want to make sure that we do have a medical emergency staff on hand.
What's the support from the Ministry of Youth and Sports? Because this is a new sports in Liberia. How has it been with the relationship?
So Representative Ricks will speak to that in terms of the relationship with youth and sports, as well as support from the ministry.
Representative Ricks, and before she starts.
Okay, so she's in the middle of something. What we have done is from the onset.
I keep hearing you say, Representative Ricks, can you just clear it out for our Liberians? When you say Representative Ricks, is she a representative from the parliament in Liberia or somewhere else?
No, Representative Ricks is the first woman of Liberian to become a representative in the United States. And so she represents the state of, she's in Colorado. And so she is a representative from the state of Colorado. And so we're very proud of her. But with all of that, she is also the president of the Liberia Surfing Association, because it's a good way of giving back. She saw it as an opportunity to, you know, invest in the young Liberians here in Robert Sport. So yes, even with her hectic schedule, she's also president of the African Chamber of Commerce in Colorado. So it's a blessing to have her and her passion, you know, for supporting Liberian youth. And so this is what's driving her.
Okay, let's go to the question about support from the Ministry of Youth and Sports. How's the working like?
And aside from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, I'm sure you're working with the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. It involves, of course, a touristic aspect to it. And before that, we'd like to say the video we showed you, want to give credit to the African Surfing Association for that video. So just go ahead.
Okay, and thank you so much for the question. As the Liberian Surfing Association, we are working very closely with different surf clubs. So Liberian Surfing Association works with the Robert Sports Surf Club, works with the Harper Surf Club in Maryland. And basically, we are like the national body. We are connected to youth and sports because youth and sports recognize surfing and the Liberian Surfing Association in 2019. And we're also connected to our National Olympic Organization, and we also have recognition from them. Liberia Surfing Association is recognized by the International Surfing Association as well, which is our international body. So we do work very closely. And I think that those bonds are getting even closer as we have come together very strongly with support from Youth and Sports, from the Ministry of Information, Culture, and Tourism, and from the Ministry of Finance. I will say that there's even like a whole interministerial governmental body that is supporting this event. It's an event of great national importance and pride for Liberians. And so we're very thankful for the support that we have gotten so far. There are annual surfing competitions that take place in Robertsport and annually. In fact, they just had the 11th annual surfing competition, which is a national, but this is an international surfing competition, and we have not had one of this magnitude here in Liberia before. So we're hoping that this is the first, but not the last, and that this will become an annual event that will be, you know, where we can have musical guests of international nature and really, really continue to grow it from year after year. But again, we're very, very thankful for the support and the way that the word has gotten around about this surfing competition and that we are talking surfing. So very excited.
Do we have a accommodation? We're talking about international guests, of course, over 20 coming to Liberia that will be surfing in Robert Sports. Have you taken care of the accommodations? Are they okay with it as well? That's some of us.
Yes, we have taken care of the accommodations. You know, we have several hotels up in Robertsport, although we don't have a lot of hotels. This is still a burgeoning industry. And as far as Robertsport is a tourist town, is a fisherman's town, and has so much potential. And that is part of what we want Liberians to come and see, that there is lots of investment potential for tourism, because there is a need for housing and for lodging and when people come up. So all the hotels that are up there right now are full for the next few days. It will definitely add a lot to the economy of Robertsport. People are going to be spending money, you know, at the guest house, hotels. They're going to be spending money for food. They're going to be, you know, buying gas and arts and crafts in our marketplace. So it's definitely going to be adding to the economy. But it just shows that this is virgin territory and it's rich for investment. And so we want people to come with that in mind, to have fun, but also think about what could they do to make Robertsport even more hospitable for people that are going to yet to come. And we also know that with the international media there, with the coverage, it's going to make people want to come and check out Robertsport. There's 6 days too that this is going to be happening. Our opening day is Thursday, the 23rd. We're going to open up with a great, ceremony with the National Culture Troupe. We're going to have speeches from our international guests and the government of Liberia. We're going to be doing sporting and the tours like we talked about. So there's so much activity, but yeah, there can always be more infrastructure. But I mean, there's enough right now. We will even have people camping out, sleeping in tents. And I'm going to let Madam Hester talk about some guests that she saw up there recently who, came from long distances to be in Robertsport. So I'll let her talk a little bit about that.
Madam Hester?
So what Laquita is talking about, for example, we right now we have this event going on this week. So one of the and I wish I could show that video here. It would be quite interesting. Maybe Robina might be able to share it with you all. But we had people come all the way from the UK who told me they drove 5 months from the United Kingdom, from London, all the way to Liberia because they heard about the waves in Liberia. And I couldn't believe it. I said 5 months. They said we're on the road for 5 months just to get to Liberia. So the question I asked them was it worth it? And they said, absolutely. And so, so in their mind, Liberia is worth 5 months on the road. What we are hoping is that Liberians would see it as it being worth 2 hours on the road, or 2.5 hours, coming from Monrovia. If someone is willing to drive 5 months to get to our place in Robertsport, I really, really hope, as we're inviting everybody, it's free, it's open to the public, come and see your children, our brothers, our sisters, waves. Come and see Africans on the waves, competing to see who is the best surfer in Africa. This is an amazing opportunity to be able to watch history being made in Liberia. If someone can drive for 5 months, and I will try to share that video in here with you all shortly. I believe we can take the time to invest just maybe a few hours to get on the road and come to Robertsport.
Okay, let me ask. This is a share questions for 3 of you. What's the expectation for Liberian surfers?
So our expectations for our Liberian surfers are high, right? We have 15 of our top surfers, participating. First of all, it gives this opportunity to compete against other world-class surfers. So you get better by, the competition you keep or the company you keep. And so I think that is awesome right there. But also the opportunity to win cash and prizes, the opportunity to win and possibly advance to even higher levels, because if our Liberian surfers are one of the 6 that will be standing at the end of the 7-country tour, they then get the opportunity to advance to the World Surfing League, to the Olympics, to the World Surfing Tour and Africa Games. And so we know that, there's vast opportunities. And then, they could get noticed by, some of the international folks that are here. Is an opportunity for nationally for people to know who our surfers are. And I think it just creates great competition. It creates just a lot of opportunity. And so we are excited to showcase what Liberia has in the surfing department, and then grow and develop what we currently have into more.
So you said it. At the end of the day, there will be 15 from Liberia, more than. Is it the 15 from Liberia and the more than 20 that will be competing? Did you get?
Yes, it is the 15 that will be competing against the 26 that are coming in.
Okay.
Wow.
So if you do the math, you're talking about 41 competitors?
On the water, yes, something like that.
41 competitors on the water. And at the end of the day, we're looking for 6 winners.
At the end of the day, there's going to be people who are ranked, and the top surfer will now advance into the sixth. Okay, so the very first place winner will be that person who will go into the that will be put as a qualifying for the next round, which is, and so then they leave Liberia, they go to the next country. Now, our top surfers that are here can now, I think, also go and our surfers can still compete in the next countries. Except now, because we're not the host there, we can have two Liberians go and compete in these other countries. That where the other countries where the surfing tournament is going on. So that is what can happen, and that's what's possible for us. Yes.
So this is a news post in Liberia. How do you determine the best surfer or the first surfer in a competition? Is it about the distance the person travel or what?
No, it's not based on distance. It's based on what they're going to do on the water, their performance on the water. There are judges. There's going to be about 7 judges. 2 judges are Liberian that are trained by the ISA. They will be evaluating the surfers as they're on the water. They're going to be looking at the difficulty, the verse they're making, their skill on how the first place winners will be determined and ranked. So that this is a special skill, just like soccer or any other sport. There are rules that they will need to comply with, and based on their performances, they will.
Okay. Some of our viewers want to know, you stay on the shores as spectators, and you can see everything that the surfers will be doing on the water?
You can't see everything. I mean, there are drone shots and different things, but the judges have their way of looking to see what they're going to be doing, and they have their ways of judging.
Okay, so is the video ready? You want to show us the video of the folks who came all the way from the UK?
Yes, so you have the video now?
Yes, I sent the video in, so you should have it. It's very long, so maybe you want a few seconds of it.
Yeah, we just take a few seconds of it. So once it is ready, the producer will let us know so we can come in with it. But before we do that, let me just ask this question quickly. So talking about the prices, I did hear you say 5,000 for the first place, male 2,000 for the second place. I mean, for the first place, female. Are those the only 2, or do we have others as well receiving some catch awards?
Yes. So there's a first, second, and third place winner. There's also qualifying prizes. So when you if you rank in a certain number, I think the prize level there at that level is about $650, and then it goes down from there. So there's a total of $25,000 in prizes that will be given to the people that rank and qualify in different places.
Okay, so I don't know. Let me just, if the video is ready, we just take it on, and then we come back to before we close up. Okay. So you're saying it is very long. Probably if you are coming earlier, we would have watched on it. But before we close, probably we'll just go around and just summarize some of the event and some of what to expect. We start up with Robina, we go to Madam Pearson, and then end up with Representative Ricks.
Okay. Thank you again for having us. And what to expect. Make sure you're dressed to enjoy the beach. Bring some water. If you don't have water, we'll have drinks on the beach. Make sure you have hats to cover yourself, and try to stay a little cooler. And come to enjoy yourself. Come to learn about surfing. Come to appreciate another part of Liberia. If you haven't been to Roberts Fort, enjoy what we have here and help us showcase what we have here. And I expect all Liberians to actually welcome our guest who's coming in the next couple of days to compete with us. And I look forward to, after this event, actually see more Liberians learn how to surf. First of all, you have to learn how to swim, and then we'll move forward from there. But I'm looking forward to the next 5 days of exciting things. I just jumped into the surfing world with these ladies, and it's been exciting. And I look forward to learning more about surfing and moving forward. So I want to thank you so much for having us here tonight.
Thank you. Madam Pearson?
Look, it's the next 5 days or 6 days of this pure,
Oof. Oh, wow.
activities. Come and learn to surf. Throughout the day, the surfers themselves will have coaching lessons for those who are interested in learning how to surf. And one of the great things about it, they start teaching you first on the sand before they do take you into the water. So it's just fun to just come and be a part of that. We'll have volleyball on the beach. We have food on the beach. We're using the caterers from Roberts Fort. So if you like the good cassava leaf basajama, we'll have it there, as well as all of our beautiful, wonderful Liberian dishes. Come early enough to have our cassava and plantain and, real Liberian breakfast. We'll have a VIP lounge for those who want to enjoy luxury on the beach. We have Chef Frankie, who is a gourmet chef. So he will be doing some really cool things in the VIP lounge for those who, want to, take advantage of that. And, we'll have music. We have a local DJ that will be DJing, and his name is DJ Melvin. So we have him. We also, will just want you to come out and just enjoy the beach. Enjoy Liberians coming together and enjoying each other. We need to find time to do this, where you forget all of your cares in the world. And even if you got to take that taxi from Douala, jump in that taxi from Douala, come to Roberts Fort. We have.
It's free of charge.
So for those who can't stay in the hotel, we'll have tents for you. Very $5.
Madam Pearson, let me just interrupt. Is it free of charge to come and watch the guys surfing?
100% free. 100% free. The only part that you have to pay for is the VIP lounge. But coming to watch the event, absolutely free. They will sell food, but it's going to be at a minimal price. So it's really designed for us to come and get together and have a good time and support this new sport that is so popular everywhere else in the world, and especially in our own country, where we have been getting some popularity for our amazing waters that we have. So we're saying, come, we'll have fun together. Like I said, jump in the hula bus, jump in the taxi, take your luxury Jeep, however you're going to get here. Get some friends together. You can rent a Jeep, whatever. We have tents, 5 if you want to sleep on the beach in a tent. Hey, it's an opportunity to do something different. So we really hope you come.
Okay, Representative Ricks, let's hear you.
Yeah, again, just want to thank Sports Talk for having us again. It's a joy for us to share surfing with Liberians and to see Liberians respond with such enthusiasm about accepting this sport and owning it, that Liberians can be surfers and that we do have some of the best surfing waters, and that BBC is not the only one talking about it, but that Liberians are actually owning it and taking it. So this is our country. Robertsport belongs to us. It's one of the most beautiful places here in the country. And it rivals anything we might see in Jamaica or in any foreign land. We have the best lakes. We also have the ocean. We have a forest. We can hike. And outdoor sports and things belong to us because we have the environment that, it's set for us. We don't have to do very much. You just get out in nature and enjoy it. So we're encouraging people to come out again, like, Robina has to say, be ready for the beach, protect yourself from the sun because it does get hot, of course. We're going to have water. We're going to have things on the beach. And I think that people are just going to be together, having a great time, embracing, what God has naturally given us and just trying to cheer our young people. We're hearing a lot of negative things about, drugs and things that are infesting kids, but these are youth that are actually doing something positive. So let's come out and be supportive, and then also just support our youth and our next generations. And make sure to bring your umbrellas because it's the season, so we don't know what the weather's gonna do. And that was
what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
If the rain is not a problem.
Well, so even in the rain, people can surf. Now, if it's a thunderstorm, they don't.
Okay.
And because when it's raining, the waves even get more active. So for some people, that might be even a plus. There are calendars that we watch to see how the wind is going to be blowing, to see the waves. So far, the calendars are predicting that it's going to be perfect weather for surfing. So, we're not saying that there's not going to be rain. There might be some rain and some showers, but we will have, covered places for people. Bring your umbrellas. We can't control the weather, but we're definitely praying and to make sure that we have great weather. So please come out and cheer the home team. Go there. We're ready to surf to rise.
You can be assured that Sports Talk will be there. And children, this is all on Liberian Surfing Association.
Yeah. So Sports Talk, Intel Sports, would like to bring it live to our audience, but it's left with the arrangement with the organizers. But I want to say thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing our platform this evening to tell us about this great international competition coming on. I want to say thanks to Representative Nikita Ricks, thanks to Hester Baker Pearson, thanks to you, Robina Louise Vincent. You guys, of course, have done us well this evening, and I'm sure more and more Liberians are now aware of what surfing is and what to expect in this particular competition. So, folks, I'd like to go home this evening on another edition of Sports Talk right here on Intel Sports. Chris, it's been a wonderful evening talking about what we usually don't talk about, something strange.
And this is why Sports Talk is here, Intel Sports is here to uncover the hidden talents, the hidden sports, and bringing it to your doorstep. And it has been so much encouraging. And we can say we will be in Robertsport to cover this program and bring surfing to Liberian people. It has been a wonderful discussion. We hope to be here on Wednesday to discuss more about sports in Liberia.
And of course, Wednesday when we come back, we're going to bring you results from Liberia's game against Guinea in the U20 Waffle Zone A competition taking place in Senegal, Dakar. And of course, we'll also be talking about other sporting developments right here from and about Liberia. Chris Walker has been my partner on tonight's edition. My name is Trojan. I'm the real Ronaldo. Thanks to our production crew, of course, Sports Talk, Intel Sports. Good night.
The star is for Republic, the blue sea is for black people.